All right, in this question, you're asked to describe the transformation and then graph it. Okay, so the A value is 1/4, and so that'll be a vertical shrink. And then the x in the brackets, there x minus 5, the 5 will move to the right 5, and the minus 6 on the outside will move it down. So it says shift the graph of this. So we're going to go down 6 units. And then I've got to go 5 units to the left. No, not left, right. And then I have to shrink it vertically. Shrink it vertically. There we go. Okay, let's just check to see if... How do I check to see if that's right? Oh, there. Nice work. Okay, now it wants us to graph it. So this is a log graph. So let me go in and do that. So a log graph is that one. And then just click anywhere on the graph. And up will pop a thing that says this is the base logarithmic graph. But now I have to modify it. So I'm going to start with the vertical shrink or stretch. We said shrink, so this has to go down to 0.25. That's a quarter. Horizontal stretch or shrink should stay at 1 because that's the number right in front of the x in the bracket there, and there's no number there. So there's no horizontal stretch or shrink. And then I have a vertical shift of down 6. So I got to move this down 6. And then lastly, I have a horizontal shift of right 5. So to the right 5. There we go. The base is 10. There's no base indicated, so we assume it to be 10. I think we're good there. Okay, let's hit save. And let's check to see if we're right. Excellent. Oh, and then they say the domain. Oh, so the domain are all the x values. When I look at the graph there of the blue, you see how it goes. It almost looks like it's right on the number 5. And so what I want to know is how far does that x graph go to the left and how far does it go to the right? It looks like it stops at 5. And so I'm going to say that the domain is, I'll put a bracket. Where's my bracket? How do I do shift? How do I get a bracket? Oh, bracket. And then, so it looks like I start at 5, comma, and I end at infinity. And then another end bracket. So that's mine. It starts at 5 and goes all the way to the right. And notice it can't include 5, so I don't put a square bracket before the 5. It's a round bracket because that line will get us close to that number 5, the vertical line at 5, but it'll never touch it. So that's my domain. Okay, excellent, good job. And then it says, what's the vertical asymptote? Well, the vertical asymptote is that line that it gets close to that it never touches. It's a vertical line, and you always write it as x equals, and then whatever, where's my equal sign? Well, there's equals. X equals, and it's always the number where it gets close to. So this one would be 5. Okay, x equals 5. It gets close to that line but never touches. Okay, good job. Oh, and I'm done. Okay, hopefully that helps you with graphing that function and identifying the transformation. My question is a little bit different than yours, but hopefully you get the idea.